while until... No panic. Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie, and I'm introducing the first of 4 parts of a videotape from the Ritchie Video Archives from 1980. It's the Ubu Waugh at the Whatcom. I've transferred the original 3/4-inch videotape on my good old Sony tape deck to a computer, and now I'm editing it and restoring it. It needs a lot of work, scene by scene, until I've done the entire 49-minute program. So get ready to watch the first part of Ubu Waugh at the Whatcom.
I am a performance artist, I'll concede that, but I don't do performances like this. I do what farmers do. I plow. And these are my tractors. But there's no John Deere store for these kind of tractors. There's galleries. And so when you walk in a gallery and you see my John Deere tractors, you don't know what they are, so I do these talks. So what I am is a field representative here right now, telling you about my tractors, about my line, okay? So you're going to hear my line, and it's not a performance, so don't clap, please. Okay, so what we're going to do here tonight is to demonstrate 12 field tractors, 12 field usages. I'm going to show you what it's all about, and I'm going to show you how they were used on August 3rd in Seattle. And the reason they were done in Seattle is because Bellingham didn't have ponds suitable for my tractors. And so we did it in Seattle, and then we're going to show you about it here tonight. Okay? So let me tell you about what the 12 field usages are all about. It's called 12 Field Usages, Utopian Desires Towards a Passion Play. It wasn't a passion play, the 12 field usages. It was desires towards passion play. Okay? Language is an important part of these tractors because the guy that uses them talks a lot. And so they're not like farmer's tractors because he usually doesn't say much. These have a lot of language with them. 12 field usages, spelled use-ages, and utopian desires towards a passion play. The first usage was at 6 a.m. The last usage was at 5 p.m. It was 12 hours. And you had to see all 12 hours to understand it. And there's a lot of things that are very important to what I do. And the reason I say that I'm not a performance artist in terms of indoors, but I'm a farmer, is because my art isn't theater, it's real. It has swamp water. We have some swamp water. We're going to try to give you as close to the thing as possible. There's swamp water, there's sunshine, there's rain. So we're going to have misting to get some humidity in here as the evening goes on. There's cigar smoke because cigars are very important to farmers. And so there was cigar smoke. This is, you can't smoke. Let me get this perfectly clear for you. This is no smoking tonight. But this is art. So I can smoke. So I want you to know that the swamp humidity is art, the cigar smoke is art, and there's sound. There are natural sounds and there's opera sounds, because what's a passion play without opera, right? So let's have a little overture music and we'll start misting. Okay, let's get a little humidity. We have to get the mood set, so we have... I'll get some cigars going. Okay, Eric, let's go down with the lights and up with the slides. Now we're at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, and there were not many people there at 6 a.m., but there was a few, and some of them were there all night. And that's why I thought it was only polite and honorable for me to show them in their tent. There, as I arrived at the ponds, here were some dear friends who had camped there all night. Okay, my friends were in the tent, and I commence to find the first location. I must tell you, this is geography too. And all of this paraphernalia that I have are compasses, and I have backup compasses in case one breaks, which is used as a monocle sometimes, so I can always tell where I'm going. And then I have cigar clips and all sorts of things that are important. Anyway, I located the 4 cardinal points in the pond, and I put in this piece on the edge, the southernmost edge. And when it was driven into the earth, it sounded like this, which commenced to wake up my dear friends who came out of the tent wondering what the heck was going on. Okay. Now what this music is all about is that this is an opera. It's a passion play opera, and this music played while these tractors were used. So you have to imagine this music sort of wafting over the fields, very loud, and this fellow put on the first piece. Now this piece is called Forehead Furrow Fairy. And I'm going to show you how it's used, and then I'll show you the slides. This, by the way, weighs about 100 pounds down here, because it is a plow, it's a furrow. Now remember that now I'm in the most easterly position, I think, because we've had a southern anvil beat over there. Now I'm on shore and I'm going to cross the pond, okay, and cut a furrow. So to the wonderful sounds of Gilbert and Sullivan, we take off, like so. Now I think my part comes here. Now just turn it down a little bit, down. Now, this piece is called Forehead Furrow Fairy. And now fairy is important because it's furrowed across one way and ferried back. Okay, so turn it up a little bit. There's a part that it's wonderful to ferry to, but I'm not going to lift this up till it comes on. Let's go up. I think this is it. And then we go back like this, across the pond. Now let's go down a little bit. Now, if you notice this lightning rod down here, this lightning rod just skims the surface of the water as we go back. Another one. Another one. Another one. There we go, back across. There it goes. See it skimming across. So it's forehead furrow, and it's ferried back. Okay. So this happened at 6 a.m. and I want you to know that I'm not a jogger, and 6 a.m. with this forehead furrow was quite an ordeal. So that happened, and then we rest. It is a passion play, but not too passionate. So we rested until 7. And at 7, a new garment was used. Boy, I'm really puffing because forehead furrow wore me out. Okay, at 7 a.m. and it's time for belly nurse. It's really not belly nurse, it's belly nurse of the dew. Because remember I said farmers are into language. So it's belly nurse of the dew, and this piece is about sowing, as in farming. Okay? Now, this is my Bombay. See? That's where the things fall through. And the way they fall through is there's a copper kick plate over on this side. And in a moment you'll really understand. But the hand goes like so, hits the copper kick plate, drops through. Now I'm an earthwork artist and I'm into ecology, so I'm not about to, remember this is a pond and not something you want to violate. I'm going to sow salt, which you know neutralizes earth, And since I'm ecologically oriented, I'm also going to sow iron after that. So I'll neutralize, I'll refertilize. Okay, let's have a little sound over there, maestro, and we'll do a little sewing. Now, pay attention to the words, because that's what belly nurse is all about. This is coming. Little announcement. At the first couple hours, there's a lot of pageantry, but I should come on. Now, remember, I'm in the water, okay? And I forgot to tell you, I have formal hip waders on, very black, very beautiful. So, I'm going to sew. Remember, watch the hips. So that's what happened at 7 a.m. And I must tell you that if you're a bird watcher and you happen to stumble upon someone in this pond, it's a quite interesting affair. And there are many bird watchers that now know who Ubu Waugh is, I must say.
Like it's on?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We had a little rest. That was much more relaxing than forehead furrow. They get better and then they get worse as the day goes on, as any day goes anyway. Okay. We're at 8 o'clock now, and the new piece, the first 3 is a suite, a sub-suite in the whole 12. And the boxes are structurally related too. So we're at 3, and this is called sieve or soaker. And I think we'll look at a few slides with some music, and then I'll demonstrate. This is very hard to demonstrate because you'll see I need to be standing in water to let my soaker drop. So let's have some music and let's have some slides. Remember that forehead furrow went east to west, as did belly nurse, east to west, back and forth across the furrow. Now, this piece is not going to go east to west. It's called the intervallic sieve. And one more. Splash. There, hold that. Okay, keep the music. What happens is you may be able to see this is a sieve, and it's a irrigator. Remember, these are farming tools. These are my ailerons for balance, because when you get your sieve in the water, you lose your balance. So, okay. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that I am definitely into useful art. Useless art is totally useless to me, and I believe that art should be useful. And I can't think of anything more useful than this, but that's beside the point. Let me tell you about this. This piece is called intervallics, in that as it's filled up, alignments are made with my trusty monocle here that I can sometimes get up. And I cut waterways from the pond, out of the pond, into the field at intervals to the cardinal points. And yes, it's true. It just so happened that there was a tent in a waterway, just as I suspected. So what happens is that the cardinal points are then subtly articulated with dividers or intervals. And that went on for a while until it sort of tired. So This is number 3, sieve, an interval, an intervallic, the end of the first sub-suite.
Well, that brings us to the end of part 1 of the Evans-Waugh, the Whatcom documentary video. I have a number of items in my collection along with the video archive of paper works. This one was a collection that Dennis did at about the same time of the 12 field usages, the passion play that you're watching.